Have you ever felt insanely motivated at night, made a powerful plan for your life, your career, your body, your future, and then woke up the next morning feeling absolutely nothing? No fire, no drive, just a strange emptiness where the motivation used to live. Psychology has a brutal explanation for this, and it has nothing to do with laziness.
That hurts because it's accurate. I'll feel unstoppable at 2 a.m., plan everything, promise myself a new routine, and by morning I already feel behind before I've even started.
That happens because the moment you make a plan, your brain secretly gives you a premature reward. Dopamine doesn't only respond to achievement, it also responds to expectation. So when you visualize success, your brain reacts as if part of the success already happened.
So my brain thinks I already won before I even started?
Exactly. Your brain mistakes planning for progress. Instead of motivation rising after action, motivation collapses because the reward arrived too early. The chemical fuel you were supposed to use for effort gets spent on imagination.
That actually explains why planning feels amazing, but doing the work feels heavy.
And this creates something called the motivation crash loop. You feel inspired, you make a big plan, your brain releases dopamine, then the dopamine drops, and suddenly the plan feels overwhelming. The same plan that excited you hours ago now feels like pressure.
Which is when I start doubting myself.
Exactly. Doubt isn't the cause, it's the aftershock. The crash makes you think you lost motivation because you're weak. In reality, your brain burned the fuel early.
That's actually scary. It means I sabotage myself without noticing.
And the second psychological reason motivation dies is identity shock. When you make a big plan, your brain instantly compares your future identity with your current self. The gap feels enormous. The bigger the plan, the heavier the mismatch.
So it's not, I don't want to. It's, I don't feel like that person yet.
Exactly. And when your brain sees a big identity gap, it triggers avoidance. Not because you can't grow, but because the gap feels emotionally unsafe.
That explains why I abandon plans that actually align with what I want most.
Yes, it's self-protection disguised as procrastination. The third reason motivation evaporates is cognitive overload. The moment you make a detailed plan, your brain doesn't see one task. It sees everything at once, every step, every responsibility, every future demand stacked together.
And suddenly doing nothing feels safer than starting everything.
Exactly. Overwhelm kills initiation. Motivation doesn't survive under pressure. It survives under clarity.
That explains why simple plans feel doable, but big ones feel paralyzing.
That's exactly how the nervous system works. The fourth reason motivation collapses is something most people never realize. Your environment doesn't update instantly like your intention does. You mentally switch into new life mode, but your environment still reflects your old identity.
Same room, same habits, same distractions.
And that disconnect confuses the brain. It feels like you've changed internally, but reality keeps contradicting it. And contradiction drains momentum fast.
That's why motivation feels strongest when I imagine the future, not when I look around my present.
Exactly. The fifth reason motivation dies is emotional friction. Plans are logical. Execution is emotional. You can logically want something while emotionally resisting it. Fear, self-doubt, shame, pressure, they pull against logic quietly in the background.
So even if I want change, part of me is scared of it.
Yes, and the scared part usually wins because fear is louder than ambition at the nervous system level.
That makes motivation feel unreliable, like it disappears on its own.
Because motivation isn't a personality trait, it's a state. And states depend on chemistry, safety, clarity, and emotional load. Now, here's the most important part: how to stop motivation from dying.
Please tell me there's a fix.
There is, but it's not what most people expect. First, never let planning feel like progress. The moment a plan feels good, stop. Do one small action immediately, even tiny. That anchors dopamine to execution instead of imagination.
So I shouldn't enjoy planning too much.
Exactly. Planning should feel neutral. Action should feel rewarding. Second, shrink the identity gap. Instead of becoming a new version overnight, define one behavior that already matches that future identity and only focus on that.
So I don't become the future me. I borrow one habit from them.
Exactly. Third, reduce the environment friction before increasing expectations. Remove obstacles, prep tools, simplify choices. Make starting easy, not heroic.
That alone would save so much energy.
And fourth, expect emotional resistance. If you assume motivation will stay high forever, you'll quit the first time it drops. But if you expect the drop, you don't interpret it as failure.
So the drop doesn't mean I'm broken. It just means I hit the normal part of the process.
Exactly.
This actually changes how I see all my abandoned plans.
Good, because here's the truth. Motivation doesn't die because you lack discipline. It dies because your brain doesn't understand modern pressure, artificial planning, and delayed reward properly. You weren't built wrong. The system is misaligned.
That might be the first time this explanation feels fair.
And that's the final takeaway. When motivation fades, it's not telling you to quit. It's telling you that your brain needs safety, clarity, and a smaller starting point.
That hits way deeper than I expected.
If this helped you understand your own mind a little better, subscribe to the Curiosity Vault, where we explore the hidden psychology behind why you think, feel, and behave the way you do. Until next time, stay curious.